Psalm 2, you've heard me say Psalm 2 so many times. One of my favorite Psalms. It's one of those Psalms you need to memorize. You want to know what's going on in the world today? Memorize Psalm 2. It'll tell you exactly what's going on in the world today. You've heard me say it so many times. Why the nations rage, the peoples devise of vain thing. Kings of the earth take their stand against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us tear their fetters apart. Let us cast away their cords from us. That's the message of the world, right? From the very beginning, since the sin of Adam and Eve in the garden, the message of the world is, we don't want God and we don't want Jesus. Isn't that the message of the world? We rebel against the Lord's anointed king. That's the heart of Satan, to rebel against the Lord's anointed king. And he leads the world to do the same thing. You want to know what's going on in Israel today? It's the fact that the world doesn't like God and doesn't like his people. Satan and the world hates Israel and they hate the church. And they will oppose them until Christ returns and puts all the enemies down. Until then, there's going to be a struggle, a battle. And we see it rage today. The world, we don't want Christ. We don't want the Lord. We don't want the Lord. We don't want anybody telling us what to do. You ever met somebody like that in your life? You ever seen a young man who will not submit to authority? You ever seen that young man and you say, God help that boy. Have mercy on that kid's soul. Because if he don't ever learn, if they can't submit to mama and daddy, they can't learn to submit to authority. They can't learn to submit to the Lord. Well, Proverbs 30:17 says, the eye that scorns his father and mocks his mother, the birds of the air will pluck it out. And here's Ahithophel thinking he's going to bow his neck to the Lord's anointed. And that's why the psalmist, he gives a warning in there. So it says, he who sits in the heavens, the world doesn't want the Lord, doesn't want the Lord's anointed. He who sits in the heavens does what? He laughs. It's a joke to him.